Hello everyone, and you're welcome to another insightful session right here on this channel with me, Tete. Today we will be talking about the World Bank Scholarships Program, specifically the Joint Japan World Bank Graduate Scholarship Program. Okay, this is a fully funded program that is sponsored by the World Bank. Okay, so before I proceed with this video, if this is your first time you are watching any video via this channel, I am glad that you are here. I would encourage you to hit on the subscription button, like this video for me, and also hit on the post notifications so that as and when I release a new video, you would be notified. And if you are a returning viewer, I hope this video helps you to secure the scholarship that you have been awaiting for. Without wasting much time, let's jump straight into the video for today. So like I said, we would be looking at the World Bank Scholarships Program, specifically at the Joint Japan World Bank Graduate Scholarship Program. Okay, so right now we are on the page of the Joint Japan World Bank Graduate Scholarship Program. Mind you, I would be inserting all the relevant links in the description so that you can check out all this information for yourself, verify it before you put in any application. Okay, so the Joint Japan World Bank Graduate Scholarship Program is open to citizens of certain developing countries with relevant professional experience and a history of supporting their country's development efforts. Okay, so now you should be applying to a master's program in a development related topic. Okay, so now let's look at the developing countries. I do not want to close this page, so I am just going to right click on the developing countries and open it in a new tab. However, if you have the link to the scholarship website, you can just click on developing countries and then you just go straight to the developing countries. But then I just want to open it on a new page. So now these are the eligible countries. Okay, so I am sure and I definitely know that most African countries can be found here. Okay, so I have a bias towards Ghana and Nigeria, so you definitely know I'm going to look for Ghana first. Okay, so Ghana is here. I know that there's Ghana here, there's even the Gambia here, there's Ethiopia here. So you can always look through the countries and make sure that your country is eligible. Okay, so there's Nigeria also here. So I know that Ghana and Nigeria is here. There's Senegal here. Okay, so you can always look through the eligible countries and make sure that your country is eligible for the JJWBGSP, that is the Joint Japan World Bank Graduate Scholarship Program. Okay, that is it. So these are the eligible countries. You can always look through and make sure that your country is eligible. Okay, subject to available funding, the World Bank offers scholarships for 53 participating master's programs in 27 universities in the US, Europe, Africa, Oceania, and Japan in key areas of development, including economic policy, tax policy, and infrastructure management. Please note that if you are not admitted to one of these 52 participating master's programs, you are not eligible to apply for a World Bank scholarship in 2024. To accommodate the academic calendar of World Bank participating programs, the application process is organized in 2 rounds. Okay, so there's application window 1 and there is application window 2. So application window 1 closed on February 29th, so we are not interested in that. We are interested in application window 2. Okay, so application window 2, that is from 25th March to May 24th 2024 at 12 noon. Okay, so we are interested in application window 2. So we would be looking at the participating programs accepting applications under application window 2. Okay, so all that I have to do right now is to just click on the participating programs. Okay, so you can always just click on the link, but then I do not want to close this page, so I'm just going to right click and open it in a new tab. Okay, so these are the participating programs. Okay, so you can see the schools and then the participating programs that are eligible for the World Bank scholarship. Okay, so these are the schools. We have how many schools here? We have 18 schools here and different programs under these 18 schools. Okay, so we have 18 schools that you can apply to, and we have specific master's programs that the scholarships are available for. Okay, so in my subsequent videos we are going to dive deep into how you can put in your application to these various schools and be considered for the World Bank scholarship. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do in my subsequent videos, but then let me just finish giving you the overview of the World Bank scholarship as well. Okay, so let's continue with the overview. Okay, so we are looking at application window 2 from March 25th to May 24, 2024. Okay, so the link to the World Bank application form will only be communicated to candidates admitted unconditionally, except for finance, to one of the World Bank participating programs and shortlisted as eligible World Bank applicants by the participating university. Okay, so you can only apply for the scholarship once you have been shortlisted by the university. So first things first, we have to look at how you can apply to the various universities. Once you have applied to any of the universities that we just looked at, only and then will you be invited to apply for the World Bank scholarship. Okay, so the best thing that you have to do now is to apply for the master's program as soon as possible. Just look through the institutions that I mentioned above and then start putting in your application. Alternatively, if you still cannot find your way around the application process, in my subsequent videos I would be diving into how you can apply for various programs that we have looked at the various universities. Okay, but then to not waste much time, you can start the process on your own, so that when I make that video you can just complete the process if that is a school that you are interested in. Okay, so potential candidates are invited to reach out to the university offering the World Bank participating master program they are targeting to find out if they meet these two requirements. After earning your degree, developing country scholars commit to return to their home country to use their new skills and contribute to their country's social and economic development. Okay, so a World Bank scholarship provides what? Tuition, a monthly living stipend, a round-trip airfare, health insurance, and travel allowance. Okay, so we can have a view of the list of the benefits. Okay, we will be looking at a comprehensive view of the benefits below. Okay, because there are some few things here that we have to explore before we end this video. Okay, so who is eligible? Okay, so you know that your country is eligible now, but then you have to meet specific requirements. Okay, so now let's look at the eligibility criteria. Okay, details on eligibility criteria for each call for applications are provided in that course application guidelines, and these detailed eligibility criteria are strictly adhered to. Okay, no exceptions are made. Broadly speaking, developing country nationals must be a national of a World Bank member developing country on this list. We've already explored the list. You must not hold dual citizenship of any developed country, and also you must be in good health. You must hold a bachelor's or equivalent degree and at least 3 years prior to the application deadline. Be employed in development related work in a paid full-time position at the time of submitting the scholarship application. You must also have at least 3 years of paid development related employment since earning a bachelor's degree or equivalent university degree and acquired within the past 6 years from the date of the application deadline. So you can see the frequently asked questions window 1 on how to count the qualified part-time employment towards this 3-year requirement. Please see Annex 2 of the application guidelines for a suggested list of development related topics. The only exception to this criteria is for developing country nationals from a country that is on the list of fragile and conflict states featured in Annex 3 of the application guidelines. In such cases, we do take into consideration the limited employment opportunities in those countries. So you need a lot of work experience to be eligible for this scholarship. We would be looking at the application guidelines very soon, so you would understand the various annexes that I have been mentioning. Okay, so on or before the scholarship application deadline date, be admitted unconditionally. So you need an offer. Okay, you must have been admitted unconditionally into any of the schools that we looked at in the previous window. Okay, so you must not be an executive director, his or her alternate, and or staff of any type of appointment of the World Bank. So you should not be affiliated to the World Bank in any way. You should not have a close relative of the aforementioned by blood or adoption, with the term close relative defined as mother, father, sister, half sister, brother, half brother, son, daughter, aunt, uncle, niece, or nephew. You should not be affiliated with the World Bank in any way, shape, or form. Individuals who have been previously offered a World Bank scholarship but declined it, or have previously received a World Bank scholarship but did not graduate, are not eligible to apply again. Please note, all eligibility criteria are strictly adhered to. No exceptions are made. Eligibility criteria will not change during an open call for applications. However, this information is subject to change between the close of one application process and the opening of the next. Okay, so this is a summary of the eligibility criteria. A comprehensive one is going to be in the application guidelines. Okay, so now let's look at the application guidelines. Okay, so once we are on how to apply, you click on the little arrow here and it's going to open a drop down menu for you where we have the application guidelines and then we have frequently asked questions. Okay, so with the frequently asked questions, you can explore questions that people have asked concerning the scholarship scheme and what it entails. Okay, so all you have to do is to just click on this link. Let's check it out. Frequently asked questions. Okay, so these are the questions that people have asked concerning the scholarship program. You can always explore it at your own time. Okay, so they have different topics and then the questions and then the answers as well. You can always explore it at your own time and preference. Okay, but then our concentration is on the application guidelines. Okay, so now let's look at the application guidelines. Okay, so you can just click on the hyperlink here. I do not want to close this main page, so then I just open it in a new tab. Okay, so this is the 2024 application guidelines for the World Bank scholarship for developing country nationals. Okay, so window 2 programs. Okay, so window 2 programs, like we said, is ending in May and it opened in March. So then you have to put in your application as soon as possible. Okay, so these are the application requirements. Okay, so the application requirements, first you must check the eligibility criteria. We have already spoken about this on the scholarship page, but then you can also read through again to make sure that you meet the eligibility criteria. Okay, so after the eligibility criteria, you have to submit one online application. Okay, and this is going to be done via the school's application portal, because once you apply to the school and you receive the unconditional offer, you would be invited to apply for the World Bank scholarship. Okay, and an application will be accepted and reviewed if the applicant submits only one completed application electronically through the World Bank application portal by the World Bank window 2 application deadline, that is May 2024. Okay, May 24 2024 at 12 noon. Okay, EST. An application is considered complete if it includes, so you need what? 2 professional recommendation letters. Okay, this is not academic recommendations, professional recommendations, that is recommendations from where you are currently employed. And mind you, remember, your employment has to be in the field of development. Okay, and then you need what? 1 completed application form. Okay, so once you complete your application form, among other information, completing the application form includes uploading scanned copies of documentation that proves the applicant meets the eligibility criteria. Okay, so you have to upload documents that prove that you meet the eligibility criteria with regard to the number of years of recent development related work. Okay, so make sure that your work is related to development, and then you must also upload your bachelor's degree certificate and also the diploma of the applicant's most recent graduate degree. Okay, if you also have a master's degree, you can also upload that as well. Do not include a transcript or upload a transcript as a substitute for a diploma. So there's a difference between a transcript and your degree certificate. Okay, they do not need a transcript, they need your degree certificate. So either your bachelor's degree or your master's degree, any of them, you can upload them. Okay, so you also have to upload your CV, and there is a CV format that is provided in Annex 4 and written in English. So you must follow that CV format. We would look at that at the end of the document. And also you must upload what? Your letter of admission, your unconditional letter of admission from the list of the schools that we looked at earlier on. You can always click on this hyperlink and it's going to take you to the schools again. Okay, so you must upload all these documents. Attention, you can draft but do not submit a World Bank scholarship application until you upload an unconditional letter of acceptance. Okay, so your unconditional letter of acceptance from the university is a major requirement, and if you do not have that letter, you cannot upload your scholarship application. So just bear that in mind. And then you have to note that the link to the online application form will only be communicated to you by the school that you apply to. Once they consider that you're eligible for the scholarship, that is the only time they are going to provide you with the link to apply for the World Bank scholarship. Okay, and also do not use a cell phone to apply, as the software is designed only to be accessed by a computer. So you cannot use your phone for an application, you must use your computer. An applicant that delivers an application or any component of an application in person by fax, email, or postal mail, or starts an online application before the call for application opens will be disqualified. Okay, so there are some strict rules here. Individuals who submit more than one application will be disqualified. You need to submit only one application. If an applicant is accepted unconditionally for more than one World Bank participating master's program, the applicant must decide before submitting his or her scholarship application which of the master's program he or she seeks the World Bank for funding. If an applicant is selected for a World Bank scholarship, he or she will not be able to transfer the scholarship to another master's program. Okay, so there's a guidance on the professional recommendation letters, the guidance that the person recommending you must follow before you submit that recommendation letter. So you can read through the guidance for the recommendation letter. Okay, and then if you have some inquiries about the program, you can always send a message to this email, scholarshipapplicants@worldbank.org. Okay, so you can always send a message to this email if you have any further inquiries. Okay, alternatively, you can also leave your questions in the comment section and I would address them as and when I see them. Okay, so there are some additional requirements for the scholarship, okay, that you must also submit. And then there's identification. Okay, so you must submit your identification, that is your passport, okay, your valid passport. And also you have to be medically fit, so you have to show your medical certificate. Okay, after the World Bank Secretariat offers a scholarship, and at least 21 days before traveling to the host university to commence the master's program, the finalist will be requested to submit a scanned copy of a health certificate. This certificate must be less than 3 months old from the start date of their master's program and must be from a medical doctor stating the scholar is in good health to travel and study. Okay, so just note that. So these are the annexes. The first annex is the list of the eligible countries. We have already looked at that, but then once you have the application guidelines, it is still there. And then suggested list of development related topics. So these are the suggested list of development related topics that you can also look at. And then the list of countries with fragile and conflict affected situations. Okay, So these are the countries that are considered to be fragile and conflict affected countries. With this, when it comes to the job experience, some leeway is made, so you can also look at the countries. And then this is the CV template. Make sure that your CV follows this template. Okay, do not upload any CV that does not follow this template. Okay, so that is Annex 4. And then Annex 5 is the guidance for letters of admission. Okay, so you can read all these guidelines and make sure that you meet all the necessary eligibility criteria, and then you can put in your application. Remember, the school is going to invite you to apply for the World Bank program. They are going to send you the link to the World Bank scholarship portal. Okay, so that is how to apply, and then you can read about the selection process as well. Okay, so this is the selection process, and then let's look at the benefits of the scholarship before we conclude this video. Okay, so first and foremost, the World Bank scholarship provides the recipient with the following benefits. Okay, so you are going to receive economic class air travel between your home country and the host university at the start of your program and immediately following the end of the scholarship period. Okay, so your air fare is going to be catered for. In addition to the two-way air travel, scholars will receive US $600 travel allowance for each trip. So you're going to receive a travel allowance for each trip. So $600 travel allowance in addition to your airfare. They take care of your airfare, and you receive $600 allowance when you are coming from your country. And then when you are leaving back to your country, you're also going to receive an additional $600 in addition to your airfare being sorted. Okay. Also, the World Bank is going to cater for your tuition. You do not have to pay any tuition for your program. And then they're also going to cater for the cost of your basic medical insurance obtained through the university. While on campus during the scholarship period, a monthly subsistence allowance to cover all living expenses. Okay, the amount of the allowance varies depending on the host countries. Okay, so every month you are going to receive a stipend which is going to cover your living expenses, which includes your accommodation, your food, including your books, anything that you need. It is going to be covered by the scholarship. Please note that all World Bank scholarships cover the duration of the graduate program of 2 years, whichever is less. Okay, so the World Bank scholarship does not cover the things that it does not cover. It does not cover your visa application cost, so you are going to bear your own visa application cost. And then if you want to bring your family, that is if you are married and you want to bring your wife or your children, they do not cover that. You have to take care of that yourself. And then if once you are in the school and then you want to sign up for the gym or other stuff, other extracurricular activities, you have to cater for that yourself. Okay, so courses that do not meet the minimum credit requirements to earn a graduate degree, they are not going to cover that. Language training not provided by the graduate program, the scholarship doesn't cover that. Additional travel during the course of your study, for instance, they've catered for your airfare for maybe you are going to study in the UK. Okay, so then you move from Ghana to the UK, and now you are in the UK, and then you want to visit your friend in maybe let's say in Denmark or in the Netherlands or something. You have to cater for that yourself. The scholarship is not going to cater for that for you. And also expenses related to research, supplementary education materials, field trip, participation in workshops, seminars or internships, that one, it all depends on you. So you are going to take that from your monthly stipend. Okay, so educational equipment such as computers, that one you have to cater for that yourself. And then your residence permit fee, also you would have to take care of that for yourself. So the World Bank scholarship may only supplement and does not duplicate any other source of financial support or fellowship you might have. If you are notified to be a semi-finalist or if you are awarded a scholarship, you must inform and document to the World Bank Secretariat at the time if you have other sources of scholarship funds. So if you have additional scholarship funds, you must let the World Bank know as well. Okay, so that is it. These are the benefits of the scholarship. I would be inserting this link in the description. It gives you a comprehensive view of the scholarship program, and all the other links are also inculcated within this link. So you just need this link. It is going to be in the description of this video. So if I were you, I would start putting in my application now. But then if you're having any challenges, remember, in my subsequent videos we are going to look at the various schools and how to apply to these various schools to be considered for the World Bank scholarship. Okay, so I wish you all the best with your application, and then I'm definitely going to catch you on the flip side. Stay blessed, and I am out.